We've reached the halfway point in the season with week 4, and some teams are jumping for joy with their records while others are looking to make a playoff push. We start with MaineEndwell and their 3-0 record hosting Owego on homecoming weekend. She is certainly a queen. And the Spartans were kings. Second quarter, John Sarah, 70-yard touchdown run. 27-0 Emmy at the half, and the kid just keeps running to the end zone. Spartans, this is Sparta, because the defense stepping up in the third. 4th and 2 from the 2. Stavion Canavan stops short. No measurement was taken. The Caravan stops as the kids come out. Next Owego drive opposite 2. Drew Storrance sacks Zachary Zielinski in the end zone for the safety, and the Spartans would finish it off with Michael Barrett to Michael Palmer for a huge touchdown catch. 36-0. They'd end up winning despite a few big injuries earlier in the game.
It's just awesome. When anyone goes down, we know we have people that can fill in and do the job. And just like we saw here when Drew and Trent went down, people came in, they just did whatever we had to do to win.
I think the way that they work in practice, the way they go about doing things, the way that they understand what it takes to be on this football team, I think that they're ready to go at a moment's notice. And obviously, you know, it's a tribute to them because they're prepared, they work hard at practice, and they're ready to go.
Emmy hosts Shenango Valley next Friday night. To an undefeated Walton ranked 8th in the nation, hosting Delhi. Second quarter scoreless. Derek Mead brings out those notebooks. Remember Mead notebooks? Goes right up the gut for the score, completes the 2-point conversion for the 8-0 lead. To the second, and Dawson Beers was brewing up some yards. Gets the handoff and goes up the middle, breaks it out left, and starts the truck for a 30-yard gain. Same drive, Dawson again would get the carry, and he would find the end zone. He finished with 169 yards, 3 scores on the afternoon. Walton shuts out Delhi 34-0. Vestal hosting the undefeated Golden Bears. Actually, the Patriots in a huge night matchup. Let's say it's huge. That's why I messed up. First half, Vestal down 18-0. Logan Wyland, the Bearcats come back, breaks it off tackle, 35 yards for the score. Vestal now leads 22-18. But Binghamton brings out the trick plays from their magic notebook. It would be John Petrucci getting the pass, and he would find Vinny Del Archipreti for the also screen pass. Here it is right now. Who then finds Brian Morrison all the way down the field, wide open for the catch. Petrucci, 167 yards passing. Morrison, 150 yards receiving in the first half. Vestal led this one 50-45. I'm not making this up. Entering the fourth quarter, we'll have the final on our blog. Sticking with the theme, undefeated, we go to 15th ranked Waverly hosting Troy from Pennsylvania. Trojans rally the troops early in this one. Brian Maddox, the only name you'll need to know, scores from 54 yards out on the run. Troy takes a 6-0 lead. And this game was very un-Waverly-esque as Maddox takes the carry, breaks out this right for this one, 76 yards crossing the field. He had 3 touchdowns in the first half. It was 21-0 Trojans, and we have a final score on our blog as the Wolverines worked on a second half comeback as we speak. 18th ranked SV traveling to Johnson City scoreless in the second quarter. Dave Matthews going to the air, and he would find a open Jake LaMattia, but the Wildcats showing off their hustle. Do the hustle. Tackling down at the 3-yard line. But that's all too easy from there because Marquise Jackson punching it in, 8-0 Sabre. Guy looks like Bo Jackson with a huge body. Now it's Matthews' turn again, but on the ground, the QB keeper gets shoved out at the 3-yard line thanks to some nice blocking. So it'd be Jackson again. He would get his second touchdown, and Billie Jean was his lover. Billie Jean, not my lover. Second TD, 14-0. Sabres would go on to win. Let's go to Union Endicott making a trip to Elmira and listen to this pre-game huddle.
Let's dig deep. Let's go, let's go. Break down! Together on 3! 1, 2, 3!
That makes me barking for madness. That pumped me up here, but first play from scrimmage. The Elmira's Jerry McPeak has the perfect express name. One-way ticket off peak to the end zone. That was a travel time of 15 seconds. Elmira out to a 6-0 lead. Now to the second quarter, first play again of the second. McPeak decides to go on peak as the conductor keeps punching the Tigers' tickets. This one 62 yards. He had 234 yards on the ground, 4 scores. Elmira shuts out UE 43-0. Now to Newark Valley and Whitney Point. Fourth quarter, Cardinals can fly. Nick Schermerhorn doesn't only toot his horn, but he starts singing some R. Kelly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. That's right, the end zone, 84 yards on the third down. Cardinals led 61-6. Nick with 127 yards on the ground. And check out the hit of the afternoon from David Crow after a pile of Cardinals wrap up Dustin Wilcox. Lucky number 7 comes out of nowhere, lays out the runner. Cardinals beat Eagles 61-6. Have a huge day on the ground.
Our line, I'm very proud of our line this year. They work on every single play. Within practice, we're a high rep team practice-wise, and they're really communicating, especially for such a young line. There are no seniors up there.
We're really dynamic, and we can do a lot of different things with the amount of options we have in the backfield.
That's right, Vinny. Newark Valley will travel to Shenango Forks in a huge matchup with the Blue Devils in Week 5.